Hey there, Manna fam. Welcome to your Morning Manna. This week we're talking about love, and not Cupid's hearts and arrows love. Yesterday, we looked at 1 John 4, where we learned that the foundation for love is God himself, who is love. And he demonstrated his love for us through Jesus' life and death that purchased us life. Now today, we'll start a love checkup. And don't worry, you won't need to call a doctor to give you the news. But first, we need to ask this question. Why is love so important? Well, Jesus put it this way. In John 13:34, he said this, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. You are also to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." So, you could say that if you don't get love right, you give love a bad name? Okay, love. Are we getting this right? How do we know? Let's examine our love by comparing the actions of our lives with what the Bible describes as loving actions. We're going to do that by comparing our life to what we would call the love chapter. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 13. We're going to look at verses 4 through 7, and over the next couple days, we're just going to break down sections of this. But first, let's read it in its entirety. Starting with verse 4. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. So let's start by looking at the first couple of phrases there. Love is patient and kind. Maybe your mama was right. You can't hurry love. Well, patience is more than a thoughtful approach to something. Paul's instruction here to us to be patient means to exhibit internal and external control in difficult circumstances. Now, I love the way that this is kind of broken down for us and given us examples, some real practical examples. I like practical examples. So 1 Thessalonians 5:14 kind of spells out some circumstances that we might consider difficult. It says, "And we urge you, brothers, admonish the idle." What does this mean? It means to advise the person who's lazy to work hard. And when the Bible mentions laziness or lazy people, it never does so in a positive sense. Laziness isn't rest. Don't confuse the two. Laziness is a refusal to work. Rest is a break from your work. So remember, it says, admonish the idle, encourage the faint-hearted, the discouraged, help the weak. Who are the weak? The people who are less able than you. You know, dealing with people who aren't at their best, people who are lazy, and maybe their laziness intersects with your need to get things done, or dealing with people who are maybe perpetually discouraged, and dealing with people who may be in a season of weakness and need more help than normal, or may need help for a long time. These situations can sometimes trigger us to react and not be our best. But here, Paul is giving us some specifics on what it looks like to walk in love with the people in our lives. See, showing love means exhibiting internal control over our thoughts, over our emotions, and external control over our emotions, our words, and our actions when circumstances or life choices of others might normally cause us to react in anger or frustration or even dismissal. So that's what it means to be patient. And to be kind, which is also love, means to show mercy. Proverbs has some practical wisdom on what it looks like to show mercy. Proverbs 10:12 says, hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all offenses. Chapter 17, verse 9 says, whoever covers an offense seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates close friends. So how does love cover offenses? Well, let's get real practical again. Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you. Forgiveness isn't something you and I earned. It's something that was given to us freely and was purchased for us by Christ. He showed us mercy by not giving us the penalty of our sin that our sin required. We demonstrate that love to others by forgiving them the way Christ forgave us. So today I want to speak a blessing. May the grace of God fill you and enable you to demonstrate His patience and kindness to those He places in your path today. I'll see you again tomorrow morning.